flying over me again, which they don't have to fly over my head, but the entity is always stalking and flying over me, and the entity is going to regret this wealth of evidence of threatening my life in this manner, doing so while demons are walking in impossible light, gang stalking together. What it is that I'm doing is deleting my cookies, clearing the browsing where they're seeking to obstruct uploading the podcast. And this is going on the podcast for today, October 20th, 2025, where they're engaged in monitoring just like they are on the opposite side of the same apartment building at 5:39 and 5:49 p.m. on the opposite side of the same apartment building at the Ontario Town Square at 224 North Euclid Avenue. The demons are stalking with helicopter while I am engaged in what is clearing up my browsing. They're monitoring on the internet. This is a few things at the same time. It's facilitation of gang stalking amongst the people of the state who are demons. It's criminal monitoring of furtherance with the intent to obstruct justice because I am maneuvering around their ongoing surveillance on the internet, clearing my browser, my cookies, doing so, flying over the top of my head as I do that. It's audible activity. It's relevant to what are demons that are monitoring as they engage in light activity, audible activity, irrelevant positioning, and they're engaging in what is gang stalking in furtherance of murder, seeking to harass and terrorize while I am documenting them, which they are also keeping under surveillance. This is at also what is 9 a.m. The entity is keeping the fake sun on the opposite side of this same exact apartment building at the Ontario Town Square. The entity has this fake sun while the entity did the exact same thing, flew over the top of my head, flew circles around me, and then at 5:49 p.m. engaged in what is stalking again in a helicopter flying as I then engage in what is uploading the evidence of them stalking. They are stalking because this fake sun remains over me on the opposite side of the same apartment building yesterday at 5:39 p.m. I'll attach that video. They're going to federal prison, and that ongoing criminal act is committed in furtherance of Jason Isaac Fields, who's going to prison, going in furtherance to Tracy Banks and Eric Spencer, who are going to federal prison for defaming my character while they've been engaged in psychological torture and stalking with a police department that did not get the job done. Not only that, it blew up in everyone's face, and this is speaking to what is legislation regarding federal group stalking and monitoring domestic terrorism in the U.S., and they're going to prison, including the demons stalking in that helicopter, while they're engaging in what is surveillance on communication devices in violation of Title 18. ARCO is engaged in that unlawful threat. License 9TIH520. Not the first time the ARCO employees are stalking me with the police in furtherance of murder, harassment. They're monitoring on their communication devices with CAL FIRE. CAL FIRE's gang stalking in Hesperia, where the fake sun's over the Holiday Inn, and they're gang stalking me specifically with knowledge of that evidence, doing so as very petty and immature demons that are going to prison. By the way, they're being very petty and childish because they are very hostile to the documentation that I have about them, and they're stalking under a fake sun with knowledge of who I am and where I'm at, and also the body of evidence that incriminates them. These are demons that are monitoring together with the Ontario Police, while a population of the mentally ill are engaging in harassment with that police department. This is the battery that the police committed last night, while a demon that smells like toilet, smells like what is urine, and dumpsters altogether is touching me on behalf of Mike LORENZ, who's going to be removed because he's a stalker and he's a sex offender, he's a psychopath. It is currently, by the way, 9:02 a.m. This is federal stalking. P.O.C.